last week, WHYY, the Christina Cultural Arts Center, and the Metropolitan Wilmington Urban League are hosting an event designed to bridge the community by engaging in conversations that may not always be comfortable. The program is called Race, Removing Fences Between Black and White Communities, and it takes place Tuesday, May 16th at the Baby Grand. In the studio today is Kevin Kelley, now the Director of Parks and Recreation in Wilmington, and Eugene Young of Network Delaware. And they both ran for mayor this time last year.
Yes, it seems like only yesterday.
Yes, it does. Yes,
well,
it does.
it's safe to say you both know the city very well. And you've been active in the community and you've seen firsthand racial disparities. Why are these conversations necessary now?
Well, I believe, we have a new administration in the city of Wilmington, and there's a lot of energy back into the city. So, the race relations are always that third rail. You got to be very careful of going to it, but it's time to really start engaging people about what is needed to make the city great, and race relations are probably the first topic to start with.
What about you?
Well, I think in our city, just over years, you can easily see that how we're so divided, right? I mean, you go, and Kevin and I both know, knocking doors. You can go block from block from block and have three totally different groups who are isolated, actually, or who live in these actual silos. And so it's opening the dialogue and engaging with people so that you're able to have a deeper understanding of what's going on outside of your specific borders and parameters.
How do you handle a person who lives within a box? And we see that sometimes. And when it comes to removing these fences, how do you have a conversation? How do you deal with a conversation or handle one?
I would say it's the beauty is realizing that you don't know everything, right? And engaging and just being involved and having conversation. When oftentimes when people are in this box and they're only in this specific neighborhood, specific area, oftentimes it takes them to go outside and have conversations and to see for themselves and have dialogue with people about how, and find commonalities on how they're one and the same. I think that's one of the biggest things that is missing statewide. For a small state, we look at one another as the other rather than a reflection of our greater selves.
So the event on May 16th is just one interactive dialogue that will actually help bring some of these issues, racial disparities, social injustices to the forefront. What are you guys doing personally?
We work every day in the community, trying to improve relationships with individuals and trying to tell people you can't look through everything in a black, white, and Hispanic lens. And if you take those glasses off and just look at really what's going on, that's the better conversation to be able to have. But we're out, I know Eugene is, I'm out every day, trying to make lives better for people. We don't look at anybody by their race, their type, their religion. Let's just try and make the city great.
Okay.
We've started Network Delaware, the network, thenetworkde.org.
Okay.
But we are focused on grassroots advocacy, meeting people where they are. So as we spoke about how many people live in these isolated boxes, we're actually going out and knocking on these doors and asking what do many individuals believe they should have within their community, what opportunities are they looking for, how can we be of assistance, and what information do they need. So we're doing that. We're training people to run for office. We have a policy think tank. We have all these different avenues that focus around creating change from the grassroots level.
It's funny that you mentioned meeting people where they are. Are you guys familiar with B.B. Coker? How can you not?
Who is not?
Exactly. That's one of the things that she brought up maybe a few weeks ago. She said in order to connect people, you have to meet them where they are and go from there.
And I think that's right. And I think as the Parks Department Director, my purpose for the summer is to get more people involved in parks, to bring energy, and like Eugene's group and other groups, because parks are natural places where people tend to go. They feel safe, they like it. So let's meet them at those places where BB talks about and have these conversations.
Okay. Now, some issues, or not issues, but I guess some issues involving race are subtle. Others are more blatant, like the one that we seen a few weeks ago with Adam Jones of the Baltimore Orioles at Fenway Park. Some fans called him some names. They also threw peanuts at him. What do you have to say about?
Well, you're always going to have somebody acting out.
Yeah.
And I think at times we put too much attention on this acting out. We put I'm a Celtics guy, I listen to radio every day.
Yeah.
It's been the lead story for a while. There was, this guy said the wrong word, let's move on and be able to figure out how to make it better. We tend to deal too much on these negative incidents instead of promoting the positiveness that we need to make for people's lives to be better.
Okay, and one of the positives you tell me, or you told me not long ago about jobs for young people.
So we're getting ready to hope we have a lottery drawing today where we're going to hire 450 young people from the city to give them an opportunity to work for the summer. There's nothing like having a job when you're in high school to be able to work in the summer, put a few dollars in your pocket, and you're feeling really good about yourself.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I guess we're out of time. Our program, once again, is called Race, Removing Fences Between Black and White Communities. It will take place on May 16th at 6 p.m. at the Baby Grant in Wilmington, and you can register for the event at WHYY.org/events. Kevin Kelley, Eugene Young, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you guys next week.
We will see you Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Okay.